Good morning, healthy gamers. This is Jack here, bringing you another Diablo 3 build video. This one is not me playing. His name is Toxer. I met him through the YouTube channel, and he's a Swedish player. This build is really great because you can see he's killing Diablo right now in Inferno, and when you see his gear, you're going to be really surprised at the kind of gear he's wearing. It's not crit dependent, it's not attack speed dependent. The only really expensive piece is the life on hit weapon that he uses, but otherwise it's going to be way cheaper than any other build you can do, and it looks like the progression is working really well. So I think this will be a really great option for anyone who is just doesn't have the money to buy the crit build that I'm using right now. Alright, I'll just show you the build, and then you can see his equipment build. Deadly Reach with Keen Eye, increasing your armor by 50% is pretty huge for this. Blinding Flash, pretty standard fare. Serenity with Peaceful Repose, so the heal is pretty important for this build. Sweeping Wind, Bladestorm. He uses Bladestorm because his crit is only around 9%, but if you had, say, 30% crit, you'd probably want to use Cyclone instead. Breath of Heaven, again standard. Mantra of Evasion, just increasing your mitigation and armor again by that much more, and your passives are all about increasing your armor and your resistances. Alright, and here are his equipment and stats. What you want to notice is equipment is mostly he's just stacking fire resist along with dexterity and vitality, and really that's about every piece of armor. And you notice his armor has pretty high, every piece has plus armor to it. And now the other thing that he is stacking is life on hit. So whenever he opens up his details panel, pay attention to his life on hit. But otherwise he's just stacking a lot of resist, a lot of armor, and really nothing else. His DPS is not any amazing at all, but you can see it does pretty well for him. And he'll just open up his panel, look at his resist all, and now take a look at his life on hit as well. 1242 life on hit. I think between the resist and his life on hit, that's what's really important. Here he is fighting in Act 4, fighting an elite pack. If you want to notice, he really doesn't take much damage at all, and then his life on hit is so high, 1 or 2 hits and his life just keeps shooting back up to full. And then you have those defensive skills there for those times when things get a little tricky, and it's pretty simple. Just keep using your primary attack, make sure your Sweeping Wind is up, hit your Mantra of Evasion to Spirit Dump, and then just save your defensive abilities for when they're needed. Also make sure that Breath of Heaven buff is up on you at all times, and that's all there is to it. You notice it takes a lot longer to kill things, but that's kind of the trade-off. The more tankier you are, obviously the less DPS you're doing, but it's much cheaper than a crit build. Okay, and now for your healthy tip of the day. I'm going to read you a little bit out of this book called Code to Joy. It's a really wonderful book if you deal with any issues like I don't know, if you self-sabotage yourself in your success, if you feel like you don't deserve success, if they're just like issues that you've had all your life that kind of sabotage your life, kind of these deeply imprinted patterns in your life, this book, it will help you out so much. I'll link to it in the description. I credit this book with all the success I've had with the Healthy Gamer, just because doing the exercises in here has got me to the point where I'm just motivated all the time. I'm not hindered by past ways of thinking. So in this book, the authors talk about a study conducted at Duke University. There were a group of patients. One was given a 30-minute program of exercise 3 times per week to treat major depression. Another group was given just antidepressant drugs, and a third group was given drugs plus the exercise program. And what they found was that the exercise-only group proved just as effective in alleviating the symptoms of depression as the drug-only group. And what's even more interesting is that 6 months later, they found of those participants who kept up the exercise, only 8% saw their depression return, while 38% of the drug-only group saw their depression return, and 31% of the group that did exercise and took drugs saw their depression return. So when the lead researcher was asked to explain this kind of puzzling finding, his explanation was that those who exercise may have felt a greater sense of mastery over their condition and a greater sense of accomplishment. They may have felt more self-confident and competent because they were able to do it themselves. So what this tells us is that the patients who treated their depression themselves by just exercising, they practiced greater self-efficacy, and in doing so they built more confidence in themselves. They built a belief in themselves that they could improve their lives, that they could get a handle on this depression. So I think what's even more interesting than the exercise curing depression is the power of self-efficacy, the power of having a belief in yourself. So if you needed another reason to go exercise, well, here it is. It's going to improve your self-confidence, which is going to improve every other area of your life. I want to thank you for tuning in and sticking around to the end. I want to show you something real quick. This is an interview I did with a really great guy named Robert. He's a Marine Corps veteran. He's playing Diablo 3 and it's helping him recover from a traumatic brain injury. And I think, you know, just go over to this video. If you don't want to watch the whole thing, that's fine, but just post something in support of Robert. He's a really great guy, and you can find him over on the forums here. In the Diablo 3 section, here's a thread, connect and play. His name is Bones, and you know, he just got started playing co-op yesterday. He's just getting started in Inferno, so you can go show him your support and show him how great the community can be and help him out. That would be really great. That's all I have. I asked, as always, please hit like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Plenty more content coming out for you. And then if you have questions, the best way to get a hold of me is over on my forums. That way, whatever questions you ask, everyone else can have the benefit of seeing those answers. Especially, I want to point out the fitness, nutrition, workout forums. A lot of people have been asking me in PMs about good books to read, good diets, and things like that. Post them over here so I can answer you, and then everyone else that has that same question can see it and get the benefit. And so that's all I got. I got a lot more stuff coming out today, so stay tuned, and thanks for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day.